Hi everyone, Amanda Saladin here from Love Life Yarn, and today we're going to be crocheting these easy feather stitch face scrubbies. So it's just a simple 1-row repeat once you get the foundation rows set up. Super simple. It's 11 rows bottom to top and a very simple single crochet border. Make great gifts. I personally use face scrubbies, reusable ones like this made out of cotton yarn, all the time, and I just toss them in my washer and dryer and they turn out really well. They do tighten up a little bit from this and get a little bit smaller, so if you wanted to repeat extra single crochets around, whatever, I don't. I personally love the size this turns out once it gets a little tiny bit smaller. They end up about 3 inches typically square, which is perfect for what I do with mine, which is just, removing makeup and everything and then toss them in the washer. And they make great gifts. So it is part of the Holiday Makers Challenge 2024. You can find more information below. So are you ready to make these? Let's get started.
Materials you need for this project include a small amount of DK weight yarn, category 3, a size G hook, which is a 4.0 millimeter, a yarn needle, and some scissors. To begin, we're going to chain 15, which I've already done, and we're going to half double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. So just work a half double crochet here, chain 1, skip the next chain, half double crochet in the next. My yarn's not cooperating. Here we go. Half double. And we're just going to repeat that. So chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, work that all the way to the end. Now we want to chain 1 and half double crochet in that last half double crochet. And we're going to work a feather stitch. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop in that chain space, yarn over, grab the skipped chain and pull up a loop, yarn over, insert to the next chain space and pull up a loop. Now yarn over and draw through all of these loops on your hook and chain 1 to close the stitch. Now let's repeat. Yarn over, pull up a loop in this first chain space, yarn over, work into this chain down here where you skipped the chain, yarn over, insert into the next chain space. Yarn over and draw through all the loops on your hook. Chain 1 to close the stitch. So we're just going to repeat that all the way down, working into our chain and our chain spaces that we made, and then drawing through all the loops. I'm going to go ahead and work this entire row, and then I'll show you what to do at the very end. Because we're almost down here to the end. So the great thing about these little face scrubbies is they aren't very big. So they're pretty easy to work up in less than an hour, definitely. Okay, I've got one more. Sometimes it doesn't like to pull through all of them. There we go. One more to do here. So I'm near the end, working in this last chain space, or the last part of my chain that I skipped, which is not cooperating. Sometimes you need your fingernail to help it in there. This is only on this first row. And then right here you can see that I had a chain space right next to this half double crochet. Now chain 1 to close our feather stitch. And then we're going to half double crochet. This one's in the turning chain. Normally it'll be a half double and a half double, but right here the turning chain. And we're going to half double right here. And that's our first row of feather stitches, as you can see. Got a nice texture there. And now we're going to work the row that will be our repeat row. And you'll just repeat the same row over and over. So chain 1, half double in that first half double. And then a feather stitch. So you can see this hole right here where we're going to insert our hook, so that after you get that one from the chain, it's a lot easier. Here's our next chain space. So only that first one row is a little bit difficult with working into your chain spaces that you missed. Sorry, my yarn keeps getting stuck a little bit here. And we'll feather stitch, you yarn over and insert your hook. Yarn over, insert in that chain space below. Pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the next chain space, and pull up a loop, yarn over, and draw through all the loops on your hook, if they will cooperate. Sometimes it's so simple and so fluid, and then sometimes it's a little tricky. So we're going to repeat that all the way across with our feather stitches. And once you get going with this pattern, with this one row repeat, it's really easy, and I find it kind of calming. I like it, especially when I'm not on camera. I tend to have less of these problems with it sticking like that. So hopefully for you, you'll find that as well, that if you're just working and not worrying about keeping it, in the frame, then you won't have, it'll just pull through. Because this is something that I was working on in my car. My husband was driving, of course, not me. And I didn't have too many issues with it snagging like that or not wanting to pull through. And also your hook will help with this. I really like this this furls hook here. But I have lots of hooks in my crochet arsenal. All right, here's that last one. And if I can get it through all these, chain one. And now you half double in this last half double right here in the end. And you just repeat this till you have 11 rows total. Back and forth, that one row repeat. And now we're ready for our border. You can see I have 11 rows total right here. And we're ready for a simple single crochet border. So chain one and single crochet in that first half double. And we're going to single crochet all the way across. So the next thing's a chain space. So go ahead and single crochet in your chain space. Now single in your feather stitch. And just repeat this all the way down. So I've got a chain space and a feather stitch. And I'm going to work all the way over to the next corner. So it's pretty easy. And one thing I love about the feather stitch is even working into the sides of the rows is pretty easy. Unlike some stitch patterns where it's difficult to work into the side without leaving big gaps and stuff. So this is one of my favorite stitches right now. I'm really, really enjoying it. And you're going to see other patterns with this stitch definitely coming out soon. Okay, so I'm getting near my corner. Okay, this last chain space, and now here's that half double we started with. So I'm going to work into it. So I'm going to single crochet and chain one and single crochet in the same corner space. This will help turn the corner. I like this better than 3 singles in there. It turns it better to me and less bulk. So now let's work across the side. And I just try to work into each feather stitch. And this one has a little bit, some have a little bit of a, not really like a chain space, but it's more of an open space. And that's good because it matches the top. So see how that one's a little bit more open? And here's one that's right into the side. And then working around a half double. And that'll kind of mirror that chain space at the top as well. So you can kind of look and see if it's even. And this looks even to me, so I like to check every now and again. Especially if I'm doing like a blanket or something big, I will check it every so often, make sure I'm not getting my stitches too close or too far apart. Okay, sorry, get that back on. And working on my half double. So I'm almost down to the next corner. And I'm going to do the same thing for this corner. I'm going to single, chain 1, and single in the same space. And you're just going to repeat this. You're going to work all the way down, work our corner here, and then at the end, you're going to work right in the same spot. You're going to do a single, chain 1, and join right here. And so I'm just going to finish up my border. Okay, so here is my finished feather stitch face scrubby. You can see the single crochet border goes really well with the feather stitch, and these are great just for this. But you can also, I took one and turned it into a Christmas tree. I liked this stitch pattern, so this is literally the exact same square, and I do have a video for that as well. I'll link it in the description. But it's the same square turned into a little tree, so there's tons of things you can do with this stitch pattern. It's really versatile, and these also make great face scrubbies. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.